All right, good morning, Delta. You gotta say good morning back as well. Okay, good morning. So I hope the audio is fine. Everybody can hear me in the back as well. Okay. So my name is Irfan Chaudhry. I'm the communications director for the Run for Delta. On behalf of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, the primary sponsor of today's event, thank you to all our attendees and our sponsors and our participants in being part of our second annual Run for Delta. So yes, folks, this is our second year. We are here and we're here to stay. So I'd like to start today's proceedings. As customary in the Islamic tradition, we'll have a short Quranic recitation and a short commentary. Mr. Usman Malik.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings be upon you all. I will recite a portion from the Holy Quran, which is the first chapter of the Holy Quran and is translated as the opening. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Amen. The translation for the verses I have just recited is as follows. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful. All praise belongs to Allah, Lord of all the worlds, the Gracious, the Merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we worship, and Thee alone do we implore for help. Guide us in the right path, the path of those on whom Thou hast bestowed Thy blessings, those who have not incurred Thy displeasure, and those who have not gone astray. Amen. Thank you.
So you just heard a recitation from the Holy Quran. Our purpose for reciting the verse or these verses is to request God's help when we start any initiative. In addition, when we, meaning all of us here today from different backgrounds and faiths and cultures, get together for a good cause, then we will be successful if we request God's help. So approximately 10 runs are now operating under the Run for Canada series across this land. With you all here and jointly with the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, we are starting to make a very small difference in neighborhoods across Canada. In this particular run, the Delta Hospital and the Surrey Food Bank benefit. Such fine organizations, we are proud to stand with you. So building a hospital or aiding in a person's time of need is as noble a cause as it gets. And we are humbled that you have all joined us here again this year to participate and fundraise with us. Your presence here indicates that you are impassioned about Delta Hospital and the Surrey Food Bank. Did you know that Delta is the oldest community within Fraser Health? So with this come challenges. We are here for Delta Hospital, but eventually, I think we might need a hospital right here in North Delta. Do we need one? Dylan, Ravi, and Sukh, our key people are here. They're listening. The seed has been planted here today, right now. Okay? Were you aware that 850,000 Canadians turn to food banks each month across this country? So from the bottom of our collective hearts, the organizers, the planners, and all members for the Run for Delta Organizing Committee, thank you kindly for giving your time and money for this wonderful cause. As always, I would like to thank our corporate sponsors who have joined us on this most excellent cause and continue to be supportive. Cobb's Bread, Cave Athletics, Rhombus Enterprises, Frankfurt Donaire, North Shore Insulation, Wise Electronics, Right Away Tent and Party Rentals, Triumph Traffic, and Kumon of Surrey Cedar Hills. Now let's hear a few words from our esteemed guests. A special thank you to all of our elected guests, some from a while ago, some very brand new, who have joined us today. Thank you to our own Minister of Public Services and Procurement and Accessibility and good friend Carla Qualtrough, who sends her best wishes but could not be here today. But we welcome for the first time Member of Parliament for Surrey Newton, Mr. Sukh Dhaliwal, to the Run for Delta. Mr. Dhaliwal is a well-respected member of the governing party in Ottawa. He actively advocates for gun and gang control, good-paying jobs, along with heritage and culture. Thank you for all you do, Sukh. Please. Not bad for a guy who had a procedure.
Thank you, Irfan, and thank you for your invite. In fact, I was talking to your Honorable MLA, Ravi Kahlon earlier. He was saying, oh, Sukh, are you going to participate running today? I say, only time I run is the election time. But on a serious note, I had a procedure done on my foot yesterday, so I will not be able to run with you today, but I can tell you I am with you because this is for a great cause. We people, when we get elected, we can play a little role making policy. And today we have two new councillors here, Dylan Kruger and Dan Copeland. And congratulations to you and welcome to the best parts of public life here. When I see, you were saying that you are doing a little bit of you are a small part. In fact, Ahmadiyya Muslim community is a small community, but participate and help in a big way. So I want to bring greetings from my friend, your friend Carla, and all members of Parliament from Ottawa to all the fellows that are going to participate in this run for a great cause. The two issues that we are focusing today, one is the Delta Hospital Foundation, and the second one is the Surrey Food Bank. These two organizations are very key in difficult times. When someone is sick, where do we go? Hospital. People, who need the help most, that don't want, go hungry, and who are the people that help is the Surrey Food Bank. So please join me giving both organizations a round of applause and a thank you note. Ahmadiyya Muslim community, I came to know long before I got into my political arena, because I had very good friends even sitting here and some across the globe. When I see this community, there's always something to learn from. Very disciplined, focused, committed to help others. Build a beautiful masjid in Delta. They have done everything that the community can to make a difference. Whether it comes to interfaith groups that I have joined with you. Environment is another one, and today we are looking at a social justice, those two very important issues. So I want to congratulate Mr. President, you and your team for coming together and be a big part of making a difference. So good luck to all the fellows that is going to run, and thank you all. Yes. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Sukh. I appreciate that. Next up, the person who gives us permission to be here. Thank you to our Delta North MLA, Ravi Kahlon. He is the Parliamentary Secretary for Sport and Multiculturalism. In his short tenure thus far, he has already become a very strong advocate for North Delta, from his stance on racial equality to bridging the gender gap and to building playgrounds for our schools. Thank you for representing North Deltans in Victoria. Ravi.
Brought my wonderful sidekick here with me today. First off, I want to thank everybody for organizing this Delta run. This is the second year. Dan Copeland and I ran last year, and it's remarkable how this is going to grow every year. You know, I had some prepared remarks, and Sukh mentioned a bunch of things I was going to say, so I won't repeat them. But I did want to mention something that strikes close to home. Many of you may have heard in the news yesterday. A synagogue was attacked in the U.S. 11 people were killed. It's been on my mind all evening, last night and this morning, and I was reflecting on how, just a few years ago there was a shooting at a mosque, and many people were killed. And there's a sense of fear amongst many communities. There's a rise of racism and hate in our communities. And I was reflecting on the story of this 97-year-old woman yesterday who was at the synagogue praying. She was a survivor of the Holocaust. Survived probably one of the most atrocious moments in history. Survived that only to be praying, and then the next day her life being taken away. And so what it reminds me is that there are forces at play in our society. There is hate brewing in our society. And it's our collective responsibility to face that. And all of you have actually taken the front road when it comes to the work in our community, Delta. Not only because you've organized this run where you bring the community together, you've organized interfaith dialogues, bringing communities together to have a conversation about what unites us, our differences, and what unites us. Whether it's the work you do on education. I was at the Vancouver Public Library last year, and I happened to see many members sitting there educating the public about who you are, what you stand for, what you believe. This kind of work is critical to build the social fabric of our society. And whether it's when there's a shooting in a synagogue or wherever, I see many of your members always at those events showing solidarity. Because together we're going to face this rising tide of hate. And so I want to thank you for making Delta stronger. Everything you've done has made Delta a better community. We are grateful for all the work you do, and it's my privilege and my honor to be here at the second one, and I look forward to being at the third, fourth, fifth, inshallah. Thank you so much, my friends.
So far the two people who've been presented thus far are not running. So hopefully our next person is not going to let us down. So last weekend brought about a lot of change in many local civic jurisdictions. Delta was no different. We have a representative from the office of the new mayor-elect George Harvey, newly elected city councillors Dylan Kruger and Dan Copeland. So we look forward to working with your team, Dylan and Dan. Please let George know. So Dylan Kruger.
Thank you very much, and yes, I am in shorts and I'm ready to run today and very excited. So my name is Dylan Kruger and I'm proud to be speaking today as your newly elected councillor for the city of Delta. Here along with Dan Copeland, we're representing Mayor-elect Harvey and the rest of Delta Council. Unfortunately, George Harvey, he really wanted to be here today. He is in Victoria for the funeral of a friend of his, but he sends his regrets and his well wishes for a successful run and hopes to join us running next year. So on behalf of Mayor-elect Harvey and Delta Council, I'd like to welcome everybody to the second annual Ahmadiyya Muslim Community Run for Delta, with all proceeds going to the Delta Hospital Foundation and the Surrey Food Bank. I want to thank Wasim and Irfam and the other organizers for making today's event possible. I know last year's run was a great success. I was speaking to Lisa earlier just about some of the tremendous funds that were raised. And now that we're having it a second time, I'm looking forward to this being an annual tradition in our community. I'm so thankful for the Ahmadiyya Muslim community and the great efforts they've made to give back to our wonderful city and promote diversity and inclusion amongst different groups. As a new councillor, I look forward to working with the Ahmadiyya Muslim community and other stakeholder groups to make Delta an even more diverse, accepting, and tolerant place to live, work, and raise a family. I'm proud to live in Delta. I'm proud to have amazing citizens for neighbors like all of you who are giving up part of your weekend to participate in this run and raise these much-needed funds. So best wishes to everybody for a successful run today. Thank you again for coming out on a, I was going to say rainy Sunday, but we're actually getting some blue skies here, so that's pretty exciting. So I've got my running gear on, I'm ready to go, and we'll see you out there. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Just incidentally, I just want to mention that George Harvey was here last year, and he ran, and it was clear to see that he was a very fit mayor. So I also would be remiss if I didn't mention, we want to thank you, the outgoing mayor, for her support and encouragement of this event, her worship Mayor Lois Jackson, and her Delta Council, and all the civil servants at City Hall. And I just want to point out as well Mr. Arvind Sharma and his efforts in making this run into a reality last year. Thank you again for your support. I think that concludes the event, and we're ready for the run. Oh yes, money. You guys, okay. All right. That was planned. Okay, I'd like to invite the executive director, our primary beneficiary for the Run for Delta, Lisa Hoglund, and Mr. Naeem Lakhan for the presentation. But if Lisa, if you say something, we'll give you a check. Okay.
Thank you so much. On behalf of everyone at the Delta Hospital and Community Health Foundation, I just want to say welcome. We are truly honored and humbled to be part of this event. There are so many worthy causes in our community, and I know that the Surrey Food Bank and us are both very honored to be recipients. Last year's funds actually went towards a critical piece of equipment for our ER, and this year we are also putting funds towards a trauma bay piece of equipment, which is critical in our community. Our hospital is growing, the needs are growing as our community changes, and every little bit counts. So please know being here today does truly make a difference, and thank you so much.
If we could also get Ingrid, who is the director of the board for the Delta Hospital Foundation. Please join me for as well. Thank you. He's writing the check in the back. Just a few seconds. That's an amount of $17,000 for the Delta Hospital Foundation. Where's our photographer here? Thank you. And at this time, I would like to invite the executive director for the Surrey Food Bank. And I also want to just clarify, the Surrey Food Bank provides services to North Delta. They have a depot just up the road here. And again, Mr. Naeem Lakhan, if you can make your way back, we will offer once Feezah makes some remarks. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everybody. My name is Feezah. I'm the executive director of the Surrey Food Bank. Again, like just what Lisa said, thank you so much for coming out and giving part of your Sunday morning. Thank you to Irfan and Wasim Saab, Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama'at, for your incredible support. The Surrey Food Bank, we do serve Surrey and North Delta. We serve over 14,000 individuals, low-income individuals in Surrey North Delta. Our Delta Depot just down the street, and we have up to 150 families using our services every week. So thank you so much. The money that was raised here last year went actually towards our baby program. We service families with young children, so pregnant moms and babies under the age of 1. So the money we raised last year went to our Delta families to provide milk and eggs, diapers, formula, and much needed items for our babies. So thank you again so much. Everybody have a great run. I unfortunately am not running today. I didn't bring the right shoes. But thank you again so much, and just to see this amount of support is very heartening for us. So thank you again, and have a great day.
All right, so this is an amount of $6,000. So incidentally, both amounts are higher this year by what, 5 to 10%. So we will definitely keep this going in future years. Those amounts will not go down. But don't hold me accountable. Everyone here collectively has been a part of this. So congratulations to both the Delta Foundation and the Surrey Food Bank. Before we have concluding remarks, I just want to recognize a few individuals who worked really hard to make this event a reality. The race director for this year, Yasser Ahmed, as well as the BC Youth Association President for AMJ, Ejaz Khan. If both of those individuals can come to the front and just wave so people can see you. So if we could get concluding remarks from our local president for the Ahmadiyya Muslim community who represents the Greater Vancouver region, Mr. Naeem Lakhan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful. Good morning, everybody. And this is very nice. And as Irfan mentioned, that our little efforts are growing. We have grown over in our donations that we had last year, and this is our commitment to keep growing and putting more and more efforts every year. And this has been mentioned already that this is now becoming an annual event, and we would continue to serve the community where we live in. So inshallah, with your help, with your support, this event or this campaign, this project will inshallah grow every year. And as mentioned before, this is our commitment and this is our little humble effort which we need your support. We thank all of our sponsors, and we also thank all the volunteers. And this year we had a little bit of scheduling challenges within our own community, but in the end our youth organization who is responsible for this event, they made it through, and then they put a lots of hard work, Yasser and Ejaz and their team. So alhamdulillah, once again, thank you very much for your support, and we seek your support in future events as well. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the morning. Thank you.
Just before we move over to the photo session by the media board over there, I do want to backtrack and recognize a key media sponsor. Without media attention and exposure, it's difficult to get these kind of have successful events like this. So last year on the ground floor we had Mr. Harpreet Singh join us through both Joy TV and Z Productions, Z Radio Productions. So I would like to give him an opportunity and say thank you to him on behalf of the Run for Delta. Please spend a minute up here with us. We'd like to recognize you.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum, good morning ladies and gentlemen. What a great honor to be here today as always, because Ahmadiyya Jama'at is known for its philanthropic work, and this is just one cause which they have espoused now. Raising money for good causes is what Ahmadiyya Jama'at always stands for. And I had the opportunity of being with this community since the 80s when I was in India. And I used to go to Qadian, the headquarters of this organization, from where love for all, hatred for none, this was the message which was given. And since that time, I am proud to be associated with this community. And I always see this community grow, always talking about positivity and trying to bring about the desired change, what we need in our communities. So we learn a lot from you. We thank you for doing all this because small things matter a lot. And apart from the duty which we do in the media, I also bring greetings from the Conservative Party of Canada for the good work which the Ahmadiyya Jama'at has always done, is doing and will continue to do. So thank you very much and best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, Harpreet. So I know everyone's probably cramping up and ready to get on the race course here. But if I could have all of our special guests, as well as the sponsors, we'll have a group photo by the media board here. If everyone can meet their way, the run will start in about 5 minutes.
Okay, everybody, on your marks. Get set. Go.
Do it for the camera, dude.
I don't know. I don't think I should be. There's a couple guys who ran all the way up to 120.
Yeah, I don't understand how people made it to 120. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, man.
Finish in second.
Nice work, buddy. Nice
Thank you
run.
very much, man.
Huh?
Oh, it's a good run right there.
Yeah, it was good, man.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the marshals did good. Congratulations.
I get a medal? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy.
You made it. Here, grab your medal. Congrats. The position or just medal? Oh yeah, grab a snack, man. MashaAllah.
You guys actually worked up a solid sweat there.
What did he tell you?